Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Tracy Show. I am Tracy, and first, I want to give big apologies because I had stated I wasn't going to go live, but Monday, which is yesterday, I actually changed my mind and said, no, there's a lie I want to talk about. Um, so I decided to go live. And this will be solo because I don't have guests to interview today. Many of you that follow the show know that I interview third party candidates. We're working on getting some interviews scheduled really soon. So before I get started, I have a bunch of bills to pay. So, first of all, please hit that subscribe button. It's the red button on your screen. If you are not a subscriber, it costs nothing. I am still stuck at 114. My goal is to get to 1,000 before the end of the year. So hit that subscribe button. Please support me on Patreon. Patreon support starts at $2 per month, which is 50 cents a week. And it goes up to $35 a month support. Definitely like Tracy Media LLC on Facebook. Continue to follow us on Twitter for now, and I'll kind of talk about that. Twitter isn't letting me put my videos up for some reason. Don't know why. But you can follow me at Instagram. Instagram address right there. I promise that my Substack article is coming. It should be within the next 2 weeks. I just have to put all my thoughts together, get them on paper, etc., etc. Follow my Twitch channel, and there's going to be a big announcement at the end of the program about my Twitch channel. And follow me on TikTok, although I have no absolute clue how to use TikTok, but I'm going to be learning as I go. So, I see we already have a guest, so if you want to say hello, you can certainly do it. I have a few things I want to talk about, and I may not do them in this order, but I want to talk about the Tennessee 3. I want to talk about the LSU Lady Tigers slash why Jill Biden needs to shut up. I want to talk about the charges that I think are going to come in Georgia in terms of Trump, another mass shooting, and again my big announcement at the end. So, boy, I can't seem to get my thoughts together. This has been a busy week. I'm gonna drink some water. So we've had another mass shooting, which I'll get to here in just a moment. But for those of you that are unaware or just haven't watched the news lately, there was a mass shooting in Tennessee. I believe it was in Nashville, at a private Christian school where 7 people were killed, including the shooter. 3 were children and 3 were adults. And of course, again, the shooter was also killed by the police. And so, obviously, you would think that you would get the typical thoughts and prayers. Doesn't mean anything, but they would offer them. Tennessee decided, you know what, we're going to go in the exact opposite way. We're going to have more lax gun laws. We're going to shorten the wait period and those type of things. So there have been protests by students that just walked out of their class, went to the State House, which I think Nashville is the capital of Tennessee. I'm almost certain. But essentially what happened is 3 legislators, and I'm going to get their names right: Gloria Johnson, Justin Pearson and Justin Jones joined the protesters. They essentially, what they did was they just marched right into what they call the well, which is the floor where the House of Representatives of Tennessee meets. Justin Jones grabbed the mic. No, he had a megaphone, and basically, called for common sense gun laws to be passed in the state. Well, they had gotten censured for that, and most everyone thought, well, this is the end of it. No, the Republican Party proved that they are extremely petty. So let's take this into account that the state of Tennessee is Republican controlled. I believe there's only like 24 representatives that are Democrats. So they don't have much power in terms of their numbers. They can't really do anything to stop anything. Basically, they have to accept what this Republican legislators want to happen. So anyway, they had originally voted to just censor them and take them off committees. Okay, I don't know why protecting children calls for that, but hey, it's whatever. But there had started to be around, I want to say Monday or Saturday, or let's see, the protest happened. I forget what day, but a little bit, maybe like 12, maybe a few hours afterwards, the Tennessee House decided, no, we're going to remove these three from office. Now, keep in mind, this had only been used like maybe 2 times in Tennessee's entire history. So we're not talking about something that was always used. And keep in mind that there are current legislators in the Tennessee House that have been accused of domestic violence, have been accused of bribery, but they haven't been removed. Guess why? Because they're Republicans. But so they voted to remove Justin Pearson and Justin Jones, but saved Gloria Johnson by 1 vote. So she was the only one that got saved in terms of not being removed. I think they thought this was going to be the end of it. And again, if you're watching, you can put your comments in here because I definitely want to get to them. But apparently they thought, well, we'll just remove them. And that'll be the end of it. And people began to become very outraged, supposedly, justifiably so. You have the whole racial component that out of 3 people, the 2 that got removed were African American, and the one who was saved was white. And of course, and I can't think of his name. Oh, I can't think of his name. But the main speaker of the House was like, oh, this isn't racism. This is just, you're just making up things. This isn't racist. You're making up things. This is racist. They got their date. I'm not going to say court because it wasn't a trial per se. Justin Jones and Justin Pearson did not have any type of representation. Gloria Johnson did. So if you watched any of that hearing, they knew what they were going to do before that meeting started. They knew they were going to remove them. They didn't give them, they just brought up one legislator, and I believe his last name is Patel, got up and said, I'm a minority also. I've never experienced racial discrimination. When Justin Jones said it's ironic that a black person is being removed. So he's like, oh, I've never experienced racial prejudice. I don't know what you're talking about. You're just making this up. He was allowed to talk, but when Justin Jones asked him a question back, he was just cut off. So they knew what they were going to do, and they did the same thing to Justin Pearson, and just it was a clown show. And I would, I would share the video, but of course I don't know how to use StreamYard to share videos, so you're just gonna have to go off of my description. So they removed them, and this is the thing about removing them that I did not understand. I thought initially when I heard about this, well, they'll have to hold a special election because these districts won't have they won't have any representation. I didn't know that Tennessee law allows them to come right back. What was the point of removing them? Like, are you trying to show that speak when we tell you, talk when we tell you, think when we tell you to think? You only speak when you're spoken to. What I don't get the point of removing them, and then by Monday, Justin Jones, the Nashville Council, which I think is the city council, said no, we're gonna reinstate him, and he went back to the state house. And I'm like, they wasted those two, and I'm gonna say young men because they're both under 30. No, they're actually both under, they're like 25. So yeah. So they wasted all of that time for one of them to be put back, and then the other's gonna probably be put back Wednesday. I also liked how one, and I'm going to find this, so I'm going to apologize right now. I'm using my phone, well, not quite because I can't remember, but one of the Republican legislators in Tennessee stated, if they get back in, we're not going to give their districts any money. Now, to me, that's a DOJ investigation. You can't say just because this person is in, we're going to punish the whole district. That does not make any sense to me why they aren't investigating it. And again, if you want to comment on that, please do. I don't know what the next step is. What I hope doesn't happen is that the Republican legislators don't become so petty that they'll just find any reason to remove them again. I really hope that doesn't happen. And I hope that people look at their legislators, who a couple of them literally said, we're not going to do anything. It's as though they were saying, yep, it's fine with us that children are injured or killed in mass shootings. It is what it is. It's the price of living in a democracy, blah, blah, blah. At least, if you're going to be that stupid, just don't say anything. Just what you do is you don't say anything. When they ask you a question, just say you don't have a comment. And that you're thinking about the families, and that, send thoughts or prayers. That's a terrible, that's always their out. But it's way better than saying, we're not going to do anything. So just my thoughts on that. And again, I want to invite you all to subscribe and smash that like button. Smash the like button, please. I would appreciate it. So the next subject I want to talk about, and I'm trying to see, can I do this in 30 minutes or under? I don't think I can, but I'm going to try my best. So the next subject I want to talk about is, and I'm not going to get their name right, so please, nobody put me over the coals for what I'm going to say, because I'm going to get these people's names wrong. The LSU Lady Tigers played the Iowa Lady Hawkeyes for the women's NCAA championship. And Iowa was the apparent favorite. Now keep in mind, I don't watch basketball. period. So I'm just going off of what I've been able to kind of piece together on like Google News. But anyway, so Iowa was favored to win. They got down and LSU won their bracket side, and then Iowa won theirs, and so they met in the championship. And Iowa apparently has this phenom player named Caitlin. I don't know Caitlin's last name. I don't know it. I don't want to hear it. I just know her first name is Caitlin. And she does this kind of thing. I think John Cena does it, like, you can't see me, you can't see me. And when they played each other, another player from LSU did the same thing, except for she pointed at her ring finger, like, well, no, that's the ring finger. Like, I'm going to get the ring. That's my left hand. I'm going to get the ring. Like, give me the ring, as in the championship. And white Twitter, yeah, I said white Twitter, had a field day. I mean, they called Angela Reese, the player with LSU, every name in the book. They called her spoiled, ghetto. This isn't behavior for women's sports. This is embarrassing. Keith Olbermann, who I'm going to refrain from, well, no, I'll talk about it. Keith Olbermann called her, and I do not cuss, so he used the F with an ing word, idiot. And you had to wonder, there's a couple of layers to this. First, I want to talk about, like, you're playing sports. Trash talking is a common thing in sports. It happens all the time. We enjoy it as fans. We watch it. We like it. As long as, it doesn't get too out of hand where they're like, uh, fighting or that kind of thing. But nobody has a problem when men are trash talking in sports. Nobody has a problem with it. Nobody has any type of issue with it. But as soon as a black woman does it, because literally nobody had a problem with Caitlin doing that whole thing. Nobody had any problems with her doing it. Matter of fact, she was called a warrior. She was called fierce. She was called a competitor. But as soon as a black woman did exactly the same thing, oh, we got a problem with it. And this is not only a racial component, which I'll get to, but this is also, again, this is a very misogynistic thing, because, again, when a black male player trash talks, nobody comes for him. Nobody says anything to him. Nobody says, hey, you went too far. We all pretty much say, oh, that's a part of the game. But again, when a woman does it and that woman is black, then we have problems. And it's just sad, not that I watch women's sports, because, again, I only like one sport, and that's NFL football or college football. That's the only thing I watch. So I'm not into basketball, soccer, tennis, all those other sports. Don't care about them. But this, I don't know how you stop it. I don't know how women stop this type of double standard. I would suppose you just keep playing the game that you play. But I kind of want to crawl into the next topic that I'm going to talk about that goes with this. So, First Lady Jill Biden. Girl, don't you never talk again. Don't say anything. She held a press conference for some odd reason, and someone asked her about inviting the champions. And in case you don't know, the White House, no matter who's president, they always invite the NCAA men's champion, women's champion, NFL champion, MLB tennis, whatever major sport there is, that team gets invited to the White House. And for some reason, Jill Biden decided, you know what? They should invite both teams. When is the last time that the losing team was ever invited to the White House? People are like, oh, well, that's not what she meant. No, that's what's done. You don't invite the losing team to the White House. That is for the winners. Now, if the winners choose not to come, no, you still don't. There's no circumstance that you invite the losers to a celebration. I think they always give like I want to say I'm trying to think, what is it they give them? They give them like a jersey with their name on it. But you don't invite the losing team. And she's like, well, invite them both because it was a competitive game. Pretty sure if LSU had lost, she wouldn't have said that, but I can't prove it. I can't prove it. But why open your mouth? Why? Don't say anything. Don't say anything anymore. Just kind of be the first lady and just do whatever. But don't talk. But Angela Reese had a clap back that was very, 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 very epic. She said that essentially, I'm just gonna summarize it because I can't read her quote and not laugh. So she essentially said that LSU Lady Tigers had decided as a team to turn down the invitation and that they would spend their time with the Obamas instead. That was just classic. That was just classic. I laughed so hard on that. It just I don't know why it brought me so much joy. But again, you don't invite the losing team to the White House. That's for the winners. Winners, this isn't participation trophy day. No. You might as well just invite all the teams in the tournament. Just have a whole big giant buffet out there for every team that made it, whether they win or lose. No, it's always the winners. And you notice how fast the White House press secretary said, oh no, we're going to invite just the winners. It was either A, you were going to invite both teams and you got pushback, or B, you can't understand why she would say that. It's either A or B. It can't be both, but it can be A or B. So, next topic. I'm doing pretty good here. And remember to smash that like button. Smash it, smash it, smash it. We have to talk about Trump. I know I don't want to, but I have to. There is strong indication that Trump might be indicted in Georgia sometime next week. Now, we don't have the date, but to me, again, like I said last week, this is the stronger of, and how many, let me backtrack. This is bad when you have several cases against you, and I can't remember which case this one is as opposed to the other ones. The one in New York is about him paying hush money to Stormy Daniels with campaign money, I think. Then the one in Georgia is the easier one for me to identify because he got on the phone, said, hey, find me 11,000 votes. Then there's the DOJ September the 11th, January 6th investigation, which I don't think is going anywhere. And then there's the documents that he took from the White House to his own personal house. So that's 4. Plus, if you count the lady that is suing him for a past alleged sexual assault, that's 5. This is ridiculous. It's like, dude, you can't be innocent of all of these. 5 charges, and like you're innocent of all. All these are setups. All these are witch hunts. Yeah, okay. But anyway, I still believe the Georgia case is the strongest because literally he's on the phone saying, "Find me 11,000 votes." What I worry about is that Georgia's governor is a Republican. So if Trump got convicted, which that's a 50-50 shot, like I said, I still think this is the best case. But if he gets convicted, Kemp, Kemp, the governor of Georgia, could pardon him. Now, he could get convicted in the New York case, and I doubt that their governor, I want to say Holcomb so bad, but I don't remember people's names, but that's okay. The governor of New York would probably not pardon him because she's a Democrat, Trump's a Republican. So he wouldn't get a pardon there. He could possibly be convicted and then get a pardon from Kemp, even though Kemp says he is a never Trumper. I think the pressure from the Trump base would be so great that he would have to do it. So that, I'll keep following that, and hopefully if it happens, I'll just come on here and just kind of let you all know, which you'll already know, but I got to give my thoughts. I'm doing really, really good. I said under 45 minutes, and I'm not even at 30 yet. So I want to talk about yet another mass shooting. And this one, yes, I'm going to look at my phone because I have to look and see to give you all the details. So there was another mass shooting in Louisville, Kentucky. And I am trying to get all the details here because it's just another example of why we need gun control. So on April the 10th, 2023, which was literally yesterday, a mass shooting occurred in the National Bank in Louisville, Kentucky. It killed 5 people and injured 8 others. The shooter was an employee named Connor James, who was also killed. 9 people, including the 2 police officers, were taken to the hospital. No word on their condition. This is sad. I mean, I want to see what type of weapons that this person had. Because this is just so tragic, again, with the mass shootings. So we have the gunman, Connor Sturgeon. I'm going to spell this Sturgeon. He was 25. Oh my goodness, that's half my age. Like 25? He died in exchange of gunfire with police. Authorities say that he fired multiple times inside the building. The attack happened around 8:30 a.m. Eastern local time, and the shooting was live streamed. No, we're never going to show that. Authorities say he legally purchased, guess what kind of weapon? An AR-15. And I'll just keep reading. According to his LinkedIn profile, which was taken down after the shooting, Sturgeon was a summer intern at the base starting in 2018, graduated from the University of Alabama, and got both a bachelor's degree and a master's degree by the end of 2020. The university said he accelerated. He started working full time. He was okay. It doesn't say anything about. Okay. I'm trying to read here. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. A former friend and teammate of Connor's at Floyd Central High School told the Daily Beast this week he was smart, popular, and a star athlete. But it doesn't say. Oh, it does say he had self-esteem had long been a problem. He wrote an essay. So he wrote an essay in 2018 saying, "My self-esteem has long been a problem for me. And as a late bloomer in the middle and high school, I struggled to a certain extent to fit in and has given me somewhat of a negative self-image that persists today." The essay was posted on a website called Course Hero. CNN said, and the Daily Beast reported, but it's since been taken down. And this highlights two problems: workplace violence, and why we still selling AR-15s. AR-15s are for people in the military. This, I don't want to say child, this gunman, because that's what he was, should not have been able to buy this kind of weapon. There's no reason that a civilian needs a military style weapon. And I don't know why we can't get it into the Republican Party's heads that we need to ban these assault weapons. Period. I know, what do you do about the ones that you have, that people already bought them? I say round them up. Just round them up and get them. But that's me. My gun control policy is a little to the left. And a lot of people aren't going to agree with me, but that's okay. But again, it this has got to stop. We have got to stop people from buying these type of weapons. A handgun is fine, a rifle is fine, but you're not going to be able to load a handgun over and over again, because by the time you load it, the situation is already deferred. From my understanding of the AR-15 is you can go several rounds without having to reload. Um, Again, it's this is tragic that these many people um had to lose their life. And if you can, I don't know how many mass shootings there have been so far, but this isn't even the end of April. This is like not even May yet, and we have this many mass shootings. So the Violence Project defines a mass shooting in which four or more and kill is not connected to an underlying crime. Da 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 da. Um. Well, here it is. So I just all I had to do was scroll down and find it. So the Louisville marks the 146th mass shooting and the 15th mass killing. That is ridiculous. We have to demand the banning of AR-15s. This is just ridiculous. Nobody, when we have these mass shootings, it's always the same weapon. Nobody has a rifle, nobody has a handgun. It's always the AR-15s. You prove me wrong, and I'll come on here and say, I was wrong about that. But every time I hear about a shooting, it's always the AR-15. It's always some weapon that civilians have no business with. And we need our Congress to stop passing these little pit-paddly little gun laws that don't do anything and start like coming down hard on these type of weapons. They should not be available. Manufacturers, they should sue the manufacturers of these, because again, these weapons don't belong in civilian hands. They do not. Again, he legally purchased it. Let's see. I'm trying to see. That's pretty much, again, this just can't keep 146 shootings, and this is only what, the 100th day according to this article, and there's gonna be more. That's the sad thing, is I'll be on here talking about why we need to ban the AR-15. And it'll be the AR-15 because, again, to my knowledge, none of the other mass shootings have had anything other than AR-15s. And again, if I'm wrong, you can correct me. Feel free to do so. But the ones that I hear about are always the same weapon. Always they buy the gun legally. Probably no background check. Probably no check to see if he was mentally stable to have one. Probably no check to see could he shoot one. Probably. I'm just guessing. I don't live in Kentucky. I don't know Kentucky gun laws. But this has to stop. This has to stop. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Let me collect my breath. So the final, we got a new comment coming in. Okay, so you must not have saw the first of the show. I was not going to come in, but I changed my mind Monday night / Tuesday morning, which is today. So I decided to come in and go live for a little while. And yes, I changed the time from 7:30 to 7 because my appointment got finished earlier and I don't feel like going all the way up until 8. So I changed it back to 7. Oh, and hello, Marlon. I want to talk about the last thing, and I want to end it on some good news. So I have been teasing for several weeks about one of my shows possibly moving to Twitch. I don't have a lot of Twitch support. Well, actually, I have 2 announcements. I don't have a lot of Twitch support. So I thought, you know what? Why don't I just move one of my shows to Twitch? So here is the announcement. The 2 shows that I do live, the Tracy Show, which is today, and then Friday Night Game Night, are both moving to Twitch. And that will not happen until September. So what is happening is September the 8th and 9th, I am having a huge telethon to raise funds for a new lighting system because these ring lights are they just are not to my liking. They go out. They don't last long. I need some good podcast lights. So that's part of it. But if I raise enough money, I'm going to move both shows to the following platforms. It'll be on our Facebook page. It'll be on our Twitch page. It will be on the website. So you will actually, starting in September, if I raise enough money to afford to get StreamYard, which I think is like $25 a month, then I will move both shows. If not, and I don't want to say if not because I'm pretty confident that I can raise what I need, but if we fall short where I just can't afford it, then the Friday night show will be the one that moves to Twitch. I will not probably move the Tracy Show because Twitch is a little bit of a monster in terms of that type of show. So if for some strange reason I don't raise enough funds, it will be the Friday show that I do that will move to Twitch. But the goal is to have both shows on Twitch streaming live. We definitely are going to stream on the website. Definitely in September, we will start streaming on the website. I'll talk about it a little bit more next week. So I know I said I was going to come in at 7:30. Then I changed it to 7. But again, I'm so tired. Today has been a long day. And I knew I did not feel like going all the way till 8. Because I just need to rest. So I will see you all next week. Keep in mind, I'm still working on scheduling interviews. If you're a third-party candidate that is running for office or even thinking about running for office, you can always send me an email at TRACYMedia llc@gmail.com, and that's TRACYMedia LLC.com. That's the website. It's TRACYMedia LLC@gmail.com is the email address. I will send you the form so we can get started. So until we get an interview scheduled, you'll just be seeing my lovely face. We'll be back next week, hopefully at 7. And join us Friday for, well, it's not game night per se, but I will be counting down the 20 top television show introductions or theme songs. So join me for that. Remember to smash the like button. If you catch this after it broadcasts, you can comment and I will do better about responding to my comments. Remember to subscribe. I am 886 subscribers away from 1,000. I know we can do it. It doesn't cost you anything. Have a great evening. Remember that we always are looking to hear from our guests, our viewers, our supporters. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for just watching this evening. And remember to join me Friday. I will talk to you all later. Have a great evening.